What were your main challenges? Where did you have to maybe think through a bit more, walk around a bit more? You said you had to really convince people, maybe at the beginning. Did you how did you use your big experience to overcome these issues?
Yeah, I think the approach was good that they came with very specific pain points they had, and then it was about mutual understanding. And then we discussed it. We even adapted a little bit our own approach. So it was not just a fixed thing that we pushed into the organization, but we listened, we defined, okay, we need to tweak a little bit there and fine tune there. And then the people got more and more convinced because they were also a bit afraid in the beginning. It's now more workload, but when they understood at the time they spend in the meetings is much shorter. Of course, they need to become they need to be very well prepared, but then the meetings are efficient and they get some benefit out of it. And I think this was the main point. So moving from the fear and the skeptics of more work and like a double organization to, okay, this is shorter. We have less time that we spend in the meetings, and I can bring in my points. My voice is heard. I think this was the game changer.
Okay, very good. And did you see, other meetings being canceled because there was no need to have other discussions? Did you see in some areas that kind of efficiency kick in as well?
Yeah, so there were actually two things that happened. One thing, when I arrived there, the higher management, they participated also at all the lower meetings, and we saw, okay, we need to bring ownership to these meetings. They can come as coach, which is fine, but
Yeah.
the teams at the lower levels, they must steer their meetings, they must take their decisions, and only if they are not able to resolve it, they escalate it up. So this was one thing. And what we also did, we mapped all the meetings at the site and created a site agenda. So we defined, okay, what kind of meetings do we need? What is the time? And we also had the same pace so that it's really synchronized in the site, and the layers, so the tiers, they have at the same time their tier meetings. So we brought transparency, actually, what kind of meetings we really need at the plant.
A problem that comes back at many sites we visit or we talk to is to say that other parts of the organization are irrespectful of the tier meeting structure and cascade. So corporate will put a meeting at 9 a.m. Suddenly with no, I don't think they mean wrongly, but they don't realize that they're breaking into this tier meeting cascade and routine, which is critical for the site performance and day-to-day life. Did you encounter these kind of issues that you had to push back with the standard agenda?
So actually, we discussed also in the site that we will stick, at least in the mornings, to the meetings, and these are fixed. And also the communication from the site GM to the outer world had to happen, that this is respected, because otherwise it will not function. And the best approach is that this site agenda is applied at all the sites of the organization, and there's approval from the top management that this is the way and the culture that we want to live, so that there's really a dedicated time, fast-paced, but clear information flow and escalation paths, so that the site can work efficiently and effectively.
To anchor these new ways of working, you said it's about ownership and people taking ownership. Did you work with a network of champions or people in the local areas? Have they been able to maintain that over time?
Yeah, so each meeting has an owner, and
Okay.
so this person really took the ownership, and also we have defined the KPI owners within the meetings.
Okay.
What we also did, next to the meetings, we also need to increase the competence of problem solving, because of course you derive actions for certain problems, and there the concept was also to create a multiplier effect. So to first bring up the competence for 5 people, and they do lots of problem solvings, and then they become the coaches for the next the cohort. This is also what we anchored.
Yeah, very good. It's often, you are right, it's often very much linked, because if there is no problem-solving capability, a lot of the actions just stay there for weeks and nobody's actually taking care of them. So